enjoy watching it as well. Spending some time in Alaska was one of my pastimes, watching NCAA hockey. But the reasons I am opposed to this bill is that we have already employment laws in place that actually can make a determination of whether of that employee-employer relationship. And for us to add this particular bill to exempting amateurs as such from that consideration, in my mind, is not necessary. If in fact, and there is some dispute as well as to whether or not the Winterhawks and the Western Hockey League are actually amateurs. The NCAA does not consider them amateurs. Players that play for these teams have to sign a contract, which is very similar to an employment contract. And though there are some perks and benefits that many of the players avail themselves to, we did have testimony that it doesn't always come to fruition. One testimony we received from Nicholas Pard, who played for 3 years, and at the end of those 3 years was not given his opportunity for the educational tuition. And he went on to say that he wasn't allowed the time while he was a player with the schedule of playing games and practices, that he couldn't be a full-time student at the same time. And so it's not always a one-size-fits-all solution for everybody. So, one of my main objections is that we have a league and a team who is a for-profit team and, makes money on these operations and claims that they need this stability to avoid paying minimum wage to these players. And if they got that stability, they're going to build an ISA facility in the Washington County area, and taking away these rights of individuals to go through a process to determine whether or not they're in an employee or employer relationship gets taken away now and into the future. And I don't think we have enough information for us to make the decision of whether or not these are actually amateurs or professionals. So there's evidence on both sides of that. But I think it's up to our employment laws and our civil rights laws to play out to make that decision, and not for us to preempt potential claims by players about that relationship. And so for that reason, that's one of the reasons I'm opposed to this bill, because it would make it extremely difficult for athletes to make a claim or challenge their employment classification. So I think that though this bill is aimed at, potential economic development and stability for a for-profit company in their business model, I really believe that us interfering with that legal right, as I see it, of people to be able to make a claim about their employer-employee relationship is the wrong thing to do. If they are truly recognized by a certifying organization as amateurs, they really don't need this bill. And so I really urge a no vote on the bill. Thank you, Madam Speaker.